And welcome. That was the wrong intro. I forgot to change that. Welcome to the Payoff pitch. I know we thought it was the Golden Ticket Show, not just yet. We're a couple days away from that. My name's Dan from Gotham Gambling. On my right, left, whichever way is opposite if I'm pointing, is one of the Mavs fans that will need therapy after tonight, Steve. And we got Kev Dog down here at the bottom. Boys, we're officially underway with the baseball season. Spring training is about 5-6 games deep. What's before we dive into everyone, what's kind of been your general impression so far of the ABS rules? Who's kind of impressed, and who do you think kind of showed some signs, good or bad, in the first couple games?
Big standout to me, Chicago Cubs. Been surprising so far. I mean, I know it's spring training, but 6-0 in spring training. The ABS rules I really haven't been paying too much attention to be honest with you. But yeah, that's my takeaway. I mean, we're only like a weekend, I guess. So things will start settling down.
Yeah, I mean, the ABS rules, I think, are interesting for sure. I've never liked kind of using so much technology. I guess shows my age a little bit. I like the human element of the referees and the umpire, in this case, umpires. I like the different strike zones. I like, having to kind of do scouting on who the home plate umpire is going to be that night and what his strike zone is going to be, and having to kind of adapt to that. I mean, I get it. We want to see balls and strikes, but the pitchers, I think, are going to be a little more upset about it if they do decide to go for that, right? Because now all of a sudden, an inch outside on either side of the plate, if it's not paint, if it's not touching, it's going to be, and they challenge, it's going to be a ball. Where with the umpire, it'd still be a strike. So I think it'll hurt the pitchers more. Maybe we see more offense, and maybe that's what Major League Baseball wants. Is more offense, because the pitchers will have to start throwing more down the middle and actually hitting the plate more often. But we'll see with that. As far as spring training, obviously, like Steve said, it's early. Steve knows my feeling about spring training. Who is it? So hit a home run in his first at bat, and I immediately said to him, "Who cares?"
It's Gotham. Yeah, I was like, dude, he crushed back to back. He's like, it's great, bro. He's going against like B team. I was like, I don't care.
They split these squads. Like half the team is AA and AAA guys. Some of them are single A. Like it, cool. He hit a home run. I mean, it doesn't count towards his total. The two pitchers, though, that I've kind of been paying attention to, Sandy Alcantara, I can't pronounce his name right. He looks healthy, which I think obviously hurts me as a Nats fan, but I really like him, and I'm hoping that he can stay healthy the whole year. And then the young kid out of the Rangers, Leiter, I saw something where he dropped a new pitch, a new sinker. He's throwing just as fast as his fastball. So that kind of stands by my pick of the Rangers winning that league if he can kind of control that and be another great starter for them. But yeah, it's kind of my stance so far on spring training.
Well, it's interesting you brought up Leiter, just because a lot of talk this offseason was about him and Kumar Rocker kind of filling out the ends of that rotation by the end of the year, and Rocker got I mean, granted, Kansas City's been one of the best offenses, or kind of looking like one of the best going to be another great offense this year.
Yeah.
I mean, he got smoked 1 inning, 4 hits, 4 runs, 1 strikeout. Yeah, I mean, the big thing I always look at is always I don't necessarily follow the pitching as much. I always look at the hitting, because hitting will always translate from spring to regular season. Especially where it's a bit harder in spring training. I mean, the more you look at it, because one, it's a new pitcher every inning. Most of these guys are after, if you're not starting and you're not getting that second at bat, you're coming in cold for at least 1 at bat, the 2 at bat.
Yeah.
If your team's able to if your backup, like for example, the Kansas City game today was 15-6. Like if you're Kansas City and all of your backups are putting up like each like 2-3 hits each at bat, like your team's looking good. I think the teams that really have kind of impressed me. Actually, I know you guys will like this one. The team that's impressed me the most so far is the Nats. 3 games, 31 runs, 35 hits, only 19 strikeouts across everyone. They're off
over, bro. They hit that win total over, man.
And 10 stolen bases too. So right now they're first in runs per game. They're fourth in total runs. They're third in steals. In 3 games, they have more hits than 2 or 3 of the teams that have played 5 or 6 games. Yeah, they've looked really good to me. I know Steve will like this one because we argued about this one 2 shows ago. The Braves pitching looked really good, and I hate to admit it. That means I'm wrong. I'm
riding with the Braves, man. I'm gonna be a bigger Braves fan than you, man.
No. I'm still worried about Anderson. 4 walks in 2 innings is not good compared to 1 strikeout and 1 hit. Lopez seemed to be taking the Charlie Morton role. He's throwing a 70-mile-an-hour sinker or a curveball now. He debuted that today and spun Jarren Duran around. I wish Tom was here because I wanted to bring that up to him because they played Boston today. They looked good. The Schwellenbach looked good today. Their bullpen, they brought in a lot of veterans to take over. They've looked good. Cubs have really looked good. It's usually always that whoever the top team is in spring training tends to always struggle. And it's usually the teams that don't care that play. I mean, look at the Dodgers. They're not playing good. The one I did want to mention, just is this already a sign of how bad their season's going to be? The White Sox have played the second lowest amount of games this year. They've only played 4. As a team, they have a 10 ERA in 4 games pitching. The second worst team in ERA is the Dodgers, and they're 2 points lower. 9-run first inning in their first game. And it just looks ugly. Like I wanted to find some bright spot to be like, like this pitcher looked good. They're fucking horrendous.
Yeah, they have the worst differential too. So like they're just. I mean, I can't remember what their win total was or what their projected is, but I would imagine it's going to be under. I mean, it's hard to be worse than they were last year, right? 41, 42 wins.
40. Yeah, it's, I mean.
Because they generally say you win 52, you lose 52. It's what you do with the other 52 that matters. But the White Sox couldn't even get to the 52 wins last year. So, It's looking like another disaster season for them for sure.
It hurts my soul to know that my Braves got swept by them last year. But to be fair, it was like 10 degrees and snowing, and they still played the games. It's like what? Like you're gonna take a team full of Venezuelans and Puerto Ricans from Atlanta and put them in Chicago in the winter and expect anything like. It's like putting the fucking like the team in Hawaii on a noon tip off in Florida.
Right.
Like it's just gonna end horrible. Like I remember watching that game and they showed Acuna and he wasn't even with his glove out. He was just like this, like just pissed, like that he was playing. Steve, here's the really important question. Did we miss Shark Week? I couldn't find it on TLC. I was looking for it.
That's my boy John, man. You're fucking right. You missed Shark Week, but I don't want to go on a rant. I'm not going on a rant. This is a baseball show. So I'm not. We're not talking about Long Island today. That's Friday.
And Florida loses to UGA.
Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah, they got smoked, man. There's a lot of blowouts today, but yeah, like I said, we'll save that for
Basketball
later.
sucks today. It's a sign that the baseball season's around the corner. So yeah, let's go into unless anyone has any other like players, anything they kind of noticed that they wanted to talk about from the first week in spring training.
Highlighted some batters that are changing their swings. Tiago Estrada, please correct me if I'm pronouncing names incorrectly, please. Who else? Miguel Garcia. Am I saying that incorrectly? Michael.
Yeah.
He added a toe tap. They're saying
go ahead, put the banner up.
always have a counter going. And I'm not even gonna try to pronounce this man's first name.
Oh, please do it. Is it the kid on Boston?
I can't even phonetically like pronounce this.
Is it the kid from Boston?
Rafaela?
Oh yeah, Ceddanne Rafaela.
Okay. See, I was gonna.
All right, new segment. Every week, I'm gonna find like a random name in the minors, and I'm gonna have you like see if you can pronounce it.
Because some of these, another one who's adjusted his swing, except for better balance. It's looking like it's coming together. But as far as highlighted players, they're talking about De La Cruz looking better against lefties so far, which was his weak point last year.
That's my girl, man. You gotta watch it.
Well, John is half Korean, so yeah, he's. Anytime there's a
Korean too, yeah.
Anytime there's a Korean baseball player, he's like, hey man, like especially his mom. His mom watches baseball, and anytime there's any Korean player on any team, bro, like the whole country of Korea shuts down and watches this guy play. Like they're all fans of whatever team they go to, which is great for baseball that you have a whole country back.
Not Tottenham. We're not going to talk about Tottenham.
Well, that's what they do. They just cheer for Son.
But Son is such a nice guy, man. You know, he's Sonny. Everyone loves Sonny. You can't be mad at Sonny. He just needs to go to a better team.
John, what do we think of Tottenham? I'm an Arsenal fan, so I had to. Or not you're not Tottenham anymore. You're Hotspurs now.
Well, so I know we're off topic. We're talking about
identity
soccer.
In 8th place. Let's get into the segment. I know Steve's excited for this one. So recently, as they do annually, minor league teams come up with alternate identities, alternate uniforms, and mascots for certain games during the season. 15 of them have been announced in the last 2 weeks. We're going to be rating them. We'll do a grading scale, probably the easiest, A to F. We'll start with this one here. I need to pull it up on Facebook so I know exactly which team is doing it. So just curious while I'm pulling this up. On a scale of 1 to 10, how chaotic do you think these are about to be?
Oh, bro, I'm waiting for I'm just neon splashes.
Neon.
I want to see some cut off sleeves, like the old school, like those White Sox jerseys from back in the day when they were like rocking those sleeves. Like I want to see some wild stuff, man.
So this one is from the Beloit Skycart in Wisconsin.
Skycart.
This is the Wisconsin Supper Clubbers. And their alternate mascot is an old fashioned with holding a baseball with a mustache and a tie.
I'm about it. I'm all about it.
Yeah, let me
Their
just to show you. That's what it looks
mascot's an
like. That's their
old
mascot.
fashioned.
That's their
Okay,
mascot.
so the orange and the cherries make sense with the old fashioned. Okay, I like it.
All right,
Okay,
so where are we grading this one? I'm
clubbers.
gonna give it for the mascot. I'm gonna give it a B. Steve,
Nah, I'm a big whiskey drinker, man. Give me the A. I love me a good old fashioned. Matter of fact, I'm writing these down because I obviously you can tell I love hats, especially being chrome dome and being just smooth at the top.
I
Got
was
rock
gonna say
hats.
Kev's got the most hair on the show.
right. But yeah, I give it an A, man.
Oh, by the way, I'll have to send it to you, but all of these posts have the links to the jerseys and hats that you can buy as well.
Okay.
So I'll have to send them to you later.
Yeah, I'm all about it. I'm all about it. Give me the supper clubbers.
I'm a loss for words for that one. I mean, I give it a B just because the mascot looked cool, but I don't know. That's a weird one to me.
Oh, it gets a little bit more crazy.
Supper clubbers.
So we have this one, the frozen pizzas. Yes, sir. This is the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers. And here's their other alternate with an ice blade. I'm gonna give this an A, man. That's great.
Like, yeah, he doesn't like frozen pizza.
Frozen pizza. You got the pizza oven with ice on it, spinning it on its finger. No, that's an A plus. A plus.
I love it. I love it. I maybe I came out the gate too hot with the supper clubbers giving them an A because this is an A too, man. I can't be headed out A's for all the teams, but here we go. Yeah, man, that's creative. I love it.
Yeah, no, I'm right there with you.
Little personality, man. Baseball needs it, man. Baseball needs it.
Yeah, I'm an A there too. Like I said, who doesn't love frozen pizza?
All right, here we go. The next one. This one not as great in my opinion. We have let me find it in here. This is Aberdeen joins with the Copa America League with a new cowbell identity, and it's basically just their thing. The Aberdeen Ironbirds. It's like cowbell in Spanish, I think. Sinceros. So the Aberdeen Sinceros, the incredible Sinceros Incredibles de Aberdeen is the official name they're running. I'm gonna give this one a C. I like the Mexican representation. I like the mascot, but you got to remember you're also in middle central Pennsylvania. This isn't like a team in San Diego. Like this isn't PA.
Yeah, I'm have to give it a C, man. I'm not too blown away by this one. Especially the other two just start off hot, bro. Then we get a cowbell. Like
yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go a little lower, D plus.
Maybe if the colors were a little different.
Yeah, I don't like the colors. That's why I gave it a D.
But yeah, it's a C for me, man. I will not be getting this one.
And I think you'll love this next one. This one comes from the Binghamton Rumble Ponies.
Oh yeah.
This is the Binghamton Bathtub Donkeys.
I mean,
here, let me show you what with the mascot what it looks like.
I mean, I would wear a shirt with that, bro. I'm done. Honestly though, I'm gonna give it a B.
This would be perfect with a shirt without any context to what it is.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? You're just walking around there like, is that a band? Like, is that like, you don't know about the Binghamton Bathtub Donkeys?
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a B. Creativity's off the charts though.
Lydia says mascot gets an A. Yeah, that's a great mascot. That's A1.
The bathtub donkeys. Holy smokes! I want to be in that meeting talking about that, man.
Yeah, that's what I like.
Yeah,
It's like major leagues. It's like every meeting's about like shareholders and teams. It's like, what do you think went through their mind? Like they probably spent months on this. It was just like there's nothing here to say what. It's an old New York State blue law that does not allow donkeys to sleep in bathtubs. Where the fuck do you find that?
That's one hell of a. Some intern found that one, man. Some marketing intern found that one.
The next one on this list, or one of the ones later on this list, they actually have a really dumb reason for their name, their actual team name, and I will tell you all the story about it because it's my hometown team. But the next one we got here is the Thunder Chickens out of Hartford. So the Hartford Yard Goats, the Rockies AA affiliate, have introduced the Hartford Thunder Chickens, which references Connecticut's large wild turkey population. I like that.
Lightning, though.
So the funniest part about this, like obviously, like it's getting struck by lightning is kind of funny,
right?
Like I feel like that'd be a great hat. I'm gonna show you guys what the actual like the logo with like how they have it with the text and the other logo. And I swear to God, this is so funny, at least to me.
I can't. It's just it reminds me of. I'm trying to think. Was like kind of like Donkey Kong, the N64 Donkey Kong? It kind of reminds me of that. It kind of reminds me of that a little bit. I'll give it a B. I'll give it a B. Thunder Turkey. Thunder Chickens. Sorry, Thunder Chickens.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a B- because it does look like a turkey. It doesn't look like a chicken.
Yeah, like that. Yeah,
I don't fully understand this one. And if it was struck by lightning, I don't know.
If it was a turkey, I'd probably get an A-. It'd probably be A- for me, especially if it was like Minnesota. But yeah. Well, because I'm thinking about wild turkeys, and wild turkeys, man, they'll gang up on you, bro. They walk around like a gang in the neighborhoods in Minnesota. I've seen plenty of videos from Minneapolis. Random.
You said that like you had like 1,000-mile stare behind your eyes there, like.
I mean.
So this one comes from Reading. From I think it's the Reading Fighting Phils are the Reading Prost, which translates to cheers in German, during an Oktoberfest celebration theme night at the end of the season. So this is a one-time only jersey that they're going to be wearing this year. Only one game. It's the last week of the season during Oktoberfest. I like it. Yeah. I mean, I'm a big Oktoberfest guy, so I like it. I like that it looks like he's wearing boxer shorts. I would wear this hat. I'm gonna give it an A. Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense they do the pretzels. And it makes sense. I like it.
It's for Oktoberfest. This is perfect. They got the little hat, the beer, the pretzel.
Yeah, it makes sense. They put some thought behind this one. Makes me hate on the Thunder Chicken even more.
There's one. I think they're gonna do it again this year. I'll have to find it. But the so closest minor league team to us is they actually play it at Coney Island. Right? They have a ballpark built into the boardwalk. And it's the Brooklyn Cyclones. Well, one night a year they do Seinfeld night. And they get like Jerry Seinfeld and like Jason Alexander and like a bunch of like minor characters come out and they all throw the first pitch and they're the Brooklyn Cyclones. And their mascot is a thing of pastrami. And they changed the logo to look like the Seinfeld logo with the diner on everything on it. So I have to let me see if I can find a photo of it while we go on to our next one here. I gotta find what team it is. I remember I like this one. This is the Hudson Valley Renegades. There's no story behind this. They just wanted to put a golden retriever on their thing. So we have the Hudson Valley Retrievers. I was gonna give this a B. I'll give it a B plus because it's got a dog on it.
You know what though? This is an opportunity missed. Because if they made it like a big red dog, like Clifford the big red dog, this would have been that would have made it an A for me. I'm gonna give it a B minus. Like you said, I like the retriever. I like it. Not a hat I'm gonna buy though. No, I don't think so. Not my colorway.
Yeah, I like the thought process, but I don't know. Not a big fan of the color scheme, I guess. So probably a B for me. If they put big Red Clifford or whatever his name is, they would have to pay more money for that, wouldn't they? Copyright infringement.
Yeah, that PBS money.
Yeah, well, I mean, why not? Why not? They're a Yankee affiliate. They have bottomless dollars.
Yankees wouldn't pay Soto. You think they're paying PBS?
Man, they just have to donate and pay off like whatever Sesame Street costs for a year. They could do that.
Yeah. All right, so let's move on to the next one here. This one is the Amarillo Yellow City Pigweeds.
What?
Bro, if this was a black hat, I would buy it tonight.
So this is a nickname that is representative of the distinctive pigweed plant found in the Texas Panhandle.
I'm gonna give it a B minus. It's because of colorway. If it was a different color, I get it. They have to stick to their colors, but like this would be a bomb hat if it was just black with the pigweed sitting there. That whole logo.
You know what?
In the middle
I feel like hat wise. And I think y'all, as we're all shiny on top, I think you guys are my audience to agree or disagree with me on this one. It's very hard to pull off like a good like sky blue hat. Like you got to have the right colors with it. Sky blue, like that Carolina blue is like such a hard color to make a combination with. And I really like how they did this one. So for me, this is an A. I would 100% wear this one. You know, in the summer, you got like a nice light blue hat, something like that. Like, perfect.
Yeah.
I love the logo. I think it's amazing. I give it an A just for the logo alone.
Yeah. So, all right, we're halfway through here. Which been your favorite one so far? Is it the frozen pizzas?
Yeah. That's definitely mine.
Give me the supper clubbers, man. Give me my old fashioned, man.
All right. Oh my God. I remember this one is the leaf peepers.
Yeah.
Hartford has two different alternate jerseys this year, and the other one is the Hartford leaf peepers. This is my favorite one because this is the most cursed thing I've ever seen on a hat before in my life. Like, I can't look at the eyeballs without giggling.
Like, yo, give me a leaf with. Oh man,
like, why does he look like he's scared? I don't like that part.
It looks like he was like spying on his neighbor and he just witnessed the murder.
Yeah, right.
Like,
right. I think that's spot on.
He's like, oh God, Kevin.
Just because of that, I'll give it an A because I mean the Hartford Lee Peepers murder catchers. I mean, they missed the opportunity, like Peeping Tom type with like just man. Actually, I'm thinking back. I'm downgraded to a B.
All I can think about is like like brown hat. Like you could easily wear a basic brown hat, and all I'm thinking is someone's like, "Oh, what's that little logo there?" And they're just like, "What the fuck?"
It's a leaf peeper, my friend.
It was the B+ for me.
Oh my god. D+.
I was
This
like,
is terrible.
whichever one you rate the worst, we're buying you it.
I mean, you can buy it, but I ain't wearing it.
You gotta wear it on the next show.
If they win a game wearing these uniforms, I'll wear it.
Okay, I'll make sure I look for the schedule so we can watch it live on air. This one, yep.
Yes.
This one here, we got the Reading Flapjacks.
Yes.
I love the color scheme. So this one is for every year they do an annual morning game. Like 8 a.m. Morning game. So this one is their alternate identity they're wearing for this one, where they'll be serving nothing but breakfast food at the game: pancakes, bacon, eggs, sausage, etc. And they'll have a cereal bar. A+ for the idea. That's such a great idea.
Give me the Flapjacks. Give me an A.
Yeah, this is an A.
I would 100% wear this because you could wear this and no one would know it's a baseball theme.
Dude,
Like it just looks like a
great.
pancake. Yeah.
It is great. It gives like a little nostalgia feel into it, like 50s style advertisement.
Let's all go to the lobby.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's great, man. I like it, man. A from me.
Where is Reading? I may have to go.
PA.
Okay. Might have to make a road trip for that one.
I'll look up. Hang on, I'm gonna look up when that game is. This the Fighting Phils. When will they wear it? September 9th at Tuesday, September 9th, 11 a.m. game.
Damn, September.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Last year, this is an improvement on last year, which they were the cream chip beef.
Oh, I'm gonna have to look up that one.
There'll also be the final tasting session where they'll have an entire beer garden with brunch themed beer. You can pre-order this hat or the jersey. Let me see if I have the jersey here. Wait, I have the jersey on their website. You can pre-order the hat or this jersey for the jersey's $100. The hat's $40.
I might have. It's only a 2.5 hour drive from me. I might have to go up to Reading, PA.
Well, we have to get you a custom one. This has fast brakes on the back. Switch it around so it says brake fast. All right, so this next one here is the one that should have been the team's original name. Just gonna let y'all know this one now. The Winston-Salem Dash are doing a callback to their Chicago affiliates' history in bootlegging and prohibition, as well as the auto racing industry in North Carolina. With that, I present to you the Winston-Salem Hooch Pooches.
Hooch Pooches.
Yeah,
I like it. This is great. This is great. This is an A+ for me.
Yeah, when you're given the background, I didn't even need to see it to know it was going to be good and I was going to like it.
Yeah.
So
more about drinking? Yeah, bro. Sign me up.
So the beauty of this is, for any of you who don't know, because I know a lot of people don't. So the Winston-Salem Dash got their name because of the dash between the words Winston and Salem. That's it. So when they originally were the Warthogs, built a new stadium, and they wanted to change identities. So they held a contest for everyone in the state. Some of the name options were like the Warriors. Some were like like the Bigfoots because it was supposed to be a play on like the Tar Heels. And then one of them was the Blue Rhinos because the guy that owns the Winston-Salem Dash owns Blue Rhino Propane Company. So everyone thought that sounds the most like a minor league team name. And then some dumbass said, what about the Dash? And it happened to be like a client that the owner was trying to sway's like son. So now they're the Winston-Salem Dash.
Oh my god!
Wow. What a cop out. The Dash. Nah, man. See,
They
I'm
need
at
to be
the
the hooch
dock. I'm
pooches.
at the dock a point. Go from an A+ to an A.
Just from
'cause
the
I know-
background.
just because the Dash, man. But I like the homage, throwback, roots of the area, bootlegging, NASCAR, all that kind of stuff. They get it. This is like make up for the Dash name.
So this is what their logo used to be, by the way. I'm going to share my screen to show you all this. Because they were the Winston-Salem Warthogs. It used to be this, right? And this is what that dude looked like. I had nightmares about this. I was like 6 years old, and you see this at the game.
Yeah, that's a scary mascot.
That is a scary, scary mascot. All right, let's go to the next one here. We have this one is Jacksonville. Yep, the Jacksonville Honey Drippers. The club's first alternative identity in its new era and an ode to the popular Northeast Florida frozen treat.
I've never heard of a honey dripper in my life, but
that sounds like a slur. That's the problem.
Right.
It sounds like a homophobic slur.
You getting a honey dripper? Yeah, you're right, man. Like I would have.
I will say I like the color. I think pink is really hard to. I don't like it where it's like pink, yellow, and blue because it looks like one of those little propeller hats.
Right. I like the logo. I'm a fan of the logo. Once again, give me a black hat with the logo.
I don't like that the tongue is out. That's the problem. Like I like the logo. I don't like that
he's like swinging the bat. He's like, I
don't swing a bat like this.
Logo. I'm gonna give the logo an A. Overall, B. But the logo alone, I like the logo a lot.
Yeah. I'm a B+ on this one.
This one's my favorite. This was the one that I found that actually gave me the idea to do this. This is the New Hampshire Space Potatoes.
Is there a story behind this? Yes, please give me a story.
Yes, there is.
Potatoes even come.
This is the official post from the minor league baseball site. This space spud is no dud. New Hampshire Fisher Cats are pairing the Granite State's history of taters and alien abductions in their latest alternate identity, the Space Potatoes.
I had no idea about New Hampshire in
either.
I had no idea. And potatoes. I had no idea that they had a deep history.
You can buy shirts, hoodies, and you could pre-order the hats for $45 a piece. And it's literally a black hat with a giant potato holding a bat. It's literally that logo on a black hat.
Be honest with you, man.
Alley, Steve.
I know, but I'm not a big fan of this one, man. I'm gonna give it a C. I like the name more than the logo itself. I think the logo could be done better, but
he just looks like inconvenienced by being abducted. Like
the space potatoes. Like I think
it'd be better if they called it the Space Taters.
Dude, yep. Yeah.
Because like people use the phrase tater when it comes to baseball.
Right.
Yeah. Missed opportunity for sure there.
Yeah. I'm giving it an A. Kev?
B for me. I'm with Steve. I didn't really like the logo, but I actually like the colors.
And so we have the Toledo Mud Hens. In a nod to the Toledo auto industry, they have the Mud Crawlers. I'm giving this one a B- because it's not much different than their normal logo.
I was about to say, I don't think they did much, right?
No, because there's also a team called the Rubber Ducks that's like the same kind of thing. So I talked myself down to a C.
Yeah. It lack originality. We've seen some crazy ones. Nah, C from C minus.
Yeah. What is that?
Salad tossers? What the is this, man?
This is it's funny because this is actually the team that goes by the Rubber Ducks. This is the cheese salads. I told Cal he needs to get one of these betting cheese. He needs to get one of these.
Cheese salad. Akron cheese salad.
And it just says it's an Akron thing. This is an F. This is an F with a funny name like that. Like this is such a bad looking. I hate it. Like,
wait, and like the Christmas colors, like I don't. Yeah.
Yeah. No.
D for me. I don't know if it's quite an F, but it's definitely the worst one so far.
Well, and yeah, Steve, what you got on this one?
I had to look up something real quick. Actually, I was going with an F, but I looked up what their shirts look like right now, and I'm actually a fan of a shirt that says cheese salad. Betting cheese needs to get this shirt that says cheese salad. Like
serving up some cheese salads.
It as what we see right here, I'm gonna give it a D, but the shirt's a little bit clearer, because if I just saw the logo itself, I would have like, what the hell is a cheese salad? Good luck, Ohio.
And that's the last one we have. So your best one, your worst one. My best one is going to be the hooch pooches. Worst one's going to be the cheese salads.
Yeah, this is easy for me. Cheese salads is awful. It's everything else was kind of clear. Even the mud crawlers, we said lack originality. We could make it. We understood what was going on with that. This right here just looks like a bad like Chipotle bowl with eyes. It would like I don't know. This logo sucks, man. That was my worst one. My best one. Give me the supper clubbers.
I was about to say, going back to the first one.
Going back to my roots. Going back to the old fashioned. I'm not drinking an old fashioned right now. I just got straight bourbon right now. But the supper clubbers is where I'm at. I don't want to take frozen pizza from anybody, but supper clubbers is where I'm at.
Yeah, it's probably frozen pizza for me, or the hooch pooches, but I'll do frozen pizza, and then that was definitely the worst. Unanimous. That was the worst one.
Honorable mention, Reading Flapjacks.
So, yeah, that one had a good theme with it. So just to shout out an honorable mention to the best alternate identities last year, so we can compare this year to last year's. We have the Amarillo calf fries. Y'all know what a calf fry is?
A cat fry?
Calf fry.
No. What's a calf?
It is the same thing as a Rocky Mountain oyster, if you know what that is.
I know what that is. Yeah.
What?
We also have the Eugene exploding whales, based off of a massive whale that washed up in Eugene, Oregon, and then while they were investigating it, it blew up. We have the
logo. I'm about to look this one up. Exploding whales.
It's funny. We had Hartford on here with the Thunder Chickens, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because last year their alternate identity was the Bouncing Pickles. This perhaps suspect line of reasoning was the basis for a 1948 Connecticut state law that targeted pickle sellers whose products were unfit for human consumption. If it doesn't bounce, you cannot eat an ounce, was the tagline that was put into law.
First off, How are you selling bootleg pickles? What are you using to brine the
The
cucumbers?
logo,
Like
the
straight
logo
gasoline?
on the hat, the logo on the hat is a pickle on a pogo stick,
Oh, we missed out. Hold on. Bouncing.
bouncing pickles.
How do you enforce laws like that? Is what I want to know.
Bro. Oh, that.
It's like, sir, I'm
I-
gonna need you to drop your pickle. Like,
I was like, I'm just about to eat this. You want me to drop it on the ground?
Just walking up to a pickle vendor, like, hey man, these bounce. Let's see. Can I see your license?
We also have High A affiliate of the Texas Rangers in Hickory, North Carolina. They went as the Hickory Dickory Docks. And they had a. I want you to look up these jerseys. I can't show it in the photo because it shows off a stupid ad at the bottom, and I'm not trying to get banned for really dumb ads. But yeah, look up this jersey. This is in the hat. This is insane.
It's like it reminds me
Like
of the clock from Beauty and the Beast.
Mhm.
All right, I like it. I like it.
Also,
I like the jersey.
the clock displayed the time as 8:28 because that's the area code in Hickory, North Carolina.
Okay.
And then we have the Hoosier State Tenderloins, where it had just a massive pork tenderloin sandwich on a red, white, and blue jersey. We also have the Hudson Valley Cider Donuts.
Okay. All right.
For you Northern Virginia folk, you guys might like this one. The Norfolk Tides went as the Norfolk Lumpia.
That's really. Is there a lot of Filipinos? Like what?
Apparently, there is a large Filipino American population in Norfolk, Virginia.
Who knew?
Because of the military, like military bases and stuff.
Okay. All right.
And then the Springfield Cardinals rounding out this list with the Springfield Cashew Chickens.
Springfield Cashew Chickens.
And their logo is literally just a Chinese takeout with an S on it with cashew chicken in it. I need to get that hat from my girl. That's her favorite meal.
It is just it's like chopsticks. Yo, all right. See, man, I would love to see the MLB just take on and start doing this, man. Bring some.
We need to do like a Sweet 16 bracket of this.
Bring personality to MLB. Do some funky shit.
We each get like 4 we could pick, and we put them in a bracket. We gotta compete with each other.
I like it.
Man.
Like
that'll do it for that. Let's go on to a game me and Steve have been wanting to play on here for a while. Talking about MLB walk-off. I don't know, has he shown you this one yet? Because I think he mentioned he was going to tell you about it.
Yeah, he showed me it a while back. I haven't played it every day, but I've played every now and then.
So since we'll start with Steve here in Nat's territory, we'll let you go first. Do the Nationals one. I don't know. Are you a Nats fan too, or?
Yeah, but he can have.
I'm sorry.
Sorry
about that.
Kev can help me with this one. So top 2010 top 5 home runs. Sheesh.
2010.
Probably, yeah. Bryce.
The problem is Zimmerman fits multiple categories on this one.
Yeah.
If they put 1990s though, that has to include.
Well,
that's including the Expos.
Yeah, that's there.
Yeah. So let's
Vladimir Guerrero for sure.
Yeah, Vlad.
Larry Walker stays there. I mean, Christian Guzman's an infielder, so he has to be 2005 infield. And Nick
Didn't
Johnson
wouldn't Larry Walker play?
outfield, but he'd be 1990s.
Yeah.
He'd
Say
stay there.
Ryan Church would be outfield, wouldn't he?
Yeah,
In the
Ryan
2000s.
outfielder, 2000s.
Desmond was an infielder too, but he wasn't on the team in 2005, was he?
Well,
No, I don't think so. I thought it was 2010.
Yeah, he'd be 2010 home
Maybe
run.
2010.
Problem is,
And then
So you get for the people who don't know the
Center.
rules, you get if you get a swing without solving a single column, you get an out. So yeah, as long as you complete one column each round, you don't get an out. You just get a player on base. So if y'all have one you're confident in now that we've got it completely right, we could hit swing and see where we're at. We get 3 strikes.
Switch Jose Guillen and Zimmerman, because I know Jose Guillen's an outfielder.
You want to try it right here?
Yeah, I'm not. I don't think Jamie Carroll is that old, but we can try this one. See where it is.
So we got the 2010 home runs right, and we're missing 1 in each category. Guillen was the 90s, wasn't he? If I remember right.
No. Rondell White might have been though.
Switch. Yeah, Jamie.
So Jamie would have to be the infield.
Switch him with Brad Wilkerson because Nick Johnson and Christian Guzman, I know for sure, are 2005.
Boom, there we go. Y'all got it on the second try. All right, so now I'm gonna flex my Braves knowledge, and then we can pick we'll do a spin wheel to do a random team. See if we can do it all. Let's see. All right, 90s home runs. Let's see, 2005 outfield. We got Jones. 2005 infield was Jones. I was 7, by the way, in these cat. I was not born, and then 7 by the time I hit 2005. So I just want to point that out to you guys before we get into this.
Yeah, we were cruising through elementary school in the 90s, bro. Chipper Jones. Chipper Jones is the one I like. When I think Braves, that is the first name that pops in my head.
I honestly think the 1990s is already set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try it like this. Check. Oh yeah. Yeah.
That one landed kind of. You had to like switch.
Oh yeah,
two.
perfectly. Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna spin a wheel here. Let's see who we get. We gotta all do it together. Fuck me. I hate this team. God damn it.
With the Yankees. Do it. We're doing it for Lydia.
No, this is for Lee, so he doesn't fire me. Hang on, let me just display the names here. Fuck the Dodgers. So, all right. So 2010 home runs, obviously.
Yeah, Cody
Bellinger, Justin Turner, and Jock.
Yeah.
Piazza would be.
Piazza would be. Will he be the 90s? He'd be 90s.
Yeah, he'd be 90s.
Yeah. Mondesi would be 90s too, right?
Probably.
Milton Bradley was an outfielder. Worth was an outfielder, and Kent was an infielder. Y'all want to try it here, see where we're at?
Tim. I can't remember Tim Wallach. I'm trying to.
Yeah. I mean, Oscar Robles, Signs, and Tim Wallich are the 3 I don't know.
We'll find out. Hit swing, man.
Yeah, hit swing.
Yes, so it's literally got nothing on this one. So,
so we know Mike Piazza definitely.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's right about Mondesi. So I think Robles. I mean, that sounds like an infielder to me.
Yeah, let's try it.
Nope. Shit.
Okay, so that means Wallach.
I mean, I guess Jason
was the 90s. Sens was the. Yep.
Raul. Yeah, what? Raul. Okay.
So
So maybe
Who
Jason
was the
is
outfielder?
not an infielder.
Who's the outfielder infielder we're getting wrong?
It's got to
be
be.
these two.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
All right, y'all want to do one more?
One more.
Yeah, let's do one more.
All right, let's spin the. If this is the Yankees, I swear to God, I'm ending the stream. I shit you not, it landed on the Dodgers again. All right, St. Louis Cardinals. Fun fact: the other team I hate with a passion.
Albert Pujols played for like 40 years, bro. Just pick a spot.
Listen, Fred McGriff was the coolest Brave in the 90s. We can acknowledge that. You know, the Braves gave out a bobblehead last year, and it was that photo of him standing in front of the burning press box back in like 97. And so my dad drove all the way from North Carolina to Atlanta just for that game, just to get that bobblehead. He took down my graduation photo off his little like shelf and he put that up. I just wanted to point that one out.
I feel like I forgot he was a Brave. Like I feel like because didn't he play Tampa Bay at the end of his career?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's where I remember him from was Tampa Bay.
The Braves either have those guys where it was like it was like, wow, they were so good on the Braves, or like, oh, I forgot they played on the Braves. Like there was that like 10-year period where it was just like I'll look at names and be like, oh yeah, he did play for us for 1 year. Yeah, so 2010's home run. I feel
Nunez
like Matt Holliday's definitely in
because
there.
he kind of helped us out with the 1997 debut.
Was Pujols
at the
still
bottom.
there in 2010? Or had he gone to the Angels by then?
I don't think he left till like 13 or 14.
Yeah, the problem is he fits that and 2005 infield.
I was about to say, technically he fits the outfield too, because didn't he start in left field?
Yeah, probably.
Leave him there.
I'm at least moving.
There's a last name I can't say.
I mean, Taguchi?
What? No.
You don't know about So Taguchi?
No, I'm talking about
Grudzielanek.
Yeah, that's the last name. That's the last name I can't say.
Brian Jordan.
Grizzy was an infielder. I know that.
Yeah.
Brian Jordan and Ron Gann are both 1990s. They're old school guys.
Yeah. Also former Braves.
Yeah.
And 2010 home runs, you can probably put Matt Carpenter over here, right?
Yeah, you can switch him with Jim Edmonds.
All right, let's see. So Nunez was probably not.
Yeah, Todd Zeile might be 1990s because he's pretty old too.
And then Larry Walker outfield. No? I mean, I don't know Nunez and Taguchi, so maybe switch those two because Jim Edmonds. Yeah. We still have 3 outs. Yep, there we go. Look at us. Look at us. Process of elimination. And I figured just for fun, before we go on to some fantasy talk, let's run the Immaculate Grid for today.
Oh, I haven't seen this. Uh-oh.
You never played Immaculate Grid?
No.
All right, so the way Immaculate Grid works is you got to match up the squares. So obviously this first one here, you have to pick a player that played for the Royals and the Rangers. The goal is to get the rarest score possible. So you have to. So if you pick players who are more commonly known and more put up, then whatever the percentage of people put that in there is your score for that. So for example, let's say if it's like Angels, Cardinals, and you put Pujols, 70% of people put Pujols, your score is 70. And your goal is to get the lowest score possible. So I figured we could play this, see where we get, and then the next week we got to get a lower score. Okay. So Kansas City Rangers, off the top of my head, the first name I'm thinking of is Aroldis Chapman or Cole Reagans, because they got traded for each other 2 years ago.
Right. How common would Cole Reagans be? Probably pretty common, right?
I feel like now since he signed his contract extension, yeah. Unless y'all can think of another name. Oh, and also, so if you get a guess wrong, so you have to do it like an immaculate inning. Immaculate inning, 9 pitches. You only get 9 guesses. So 1 guess per spot. You want to go with Chapman?
Let's go, Chapman.
So 29% picked up.
Okay, that's not terrible.
So this person played for Cleveland and Kansas City?
Yep.
Oh, jeez. I'm bad with these, man.
Should have had Cheese on here. He'd be freaking out because he doesn't know any on him.
Did Albert Bell play for Kansas City? No, I don't think so.
Often no.
Carlos Santana, but I feel like that'd be obvious.
Did he play for Kansas City?
Yeah, I think he started at Kansas City and got traded to the Guardians, or he left in free agency.
Johnny Damon too. I feel like I'm trying to think of like role players.
Right.
Yeah, try Johnny Damon. People would forget about that. Because you think Johnny Damon, what do you think?
Boston.
You think Boston.
I think Boston, New York, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, 14%. And Kansas City at a 300+ batting average in the season.
Oh. Bo Jackson never did it, so that's not right.
Yeah, Bobby Witt, Salvi, Soler didn't.
We know Bobby Witt's going to be popular, right? So that takes him off the list.
We can tap on a logo or category for help. Oh, it just says. Oh, I thought it was gonna be like it gives you a tip.
I mean, George Brett, I'm sure did it, but he's probably another popular answer.
Yeah. What about Alex Gordon? I feel like maybe he did that like 2-year stretch where he was like killing it when they were in the World Series.
You would think.
You already said George Brett, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure he did it because he's a Hall of Famer, but like he's probably just as popular as Bobby Witt.
Yeah, we need Don for this.
Jose Offerman.
Jose Offerman.
Wants to be like 90%.
Oh, 0.3%. You cheated.
I had no idea what his batting average was. Either 300 or 150.
0.3%. What a poll.
I'm done for the night, boys. That's it.
All right, I guess I'll do this next one. Brewers Rangers.
I have no idea what this one. I don't know shit about the Brewers.
I feel like one of the Molina brothers, but like Benji.
Oh.
Yeah, that one I'm drawing. Did Fielder play for both?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, that's probably going to be high, but I would say go for Prince.
Right, we could start with there.
I think Jose saved us a little bit.
Jose Offerman saved us a bit. That we can afford it. 42%. Holy shit.
Damn, Cleveland.
CC is the name that comes to my mind, but that's obviously going to be huge. Did Carlos Santana play for the Brewers?
Maybe. I can't remember where he started.
I feel like he played like one. I'm gonna try that one.
Okay.
There we go. And then Brewers 300 season.
Somebody obscure.
Not Bob Uecker.
Yeah, you couldn't go Paul Molitor because that's probably pretty popular.
Contreras did it last year. Adames did it. Yelich has done it. Braun did it when he was on roids.
Yeah, Prince Fielder.
We already used them, so we can't use him. Ricky Weeks, Eric Thames, Milton Bradley. I got one that I think a lot of people aren't going to remember. This is a long shot here. I bet you this one gets taken. That's bullshit. He did technically play for the Brewers for 1 year. Game's lying. I lost. That's the perfect grid. Oh, well. Let's go to the next one. 30 home run season for the Rangers.
Josh Hamilton.
Hamilton. Let's see.
Beltre. Canseco.
A-Rod.
Soriano.
Adolis. Did Josh Lowe do it last year? That's the Lowe brother that's on the team, right, Josh?
I believe so.
Steve, what you want to try?
Can't do Corey Seager because that's definitely gonna be taken. That's only gonna be like 90%.
Yeah. What about Gallo?
Gallo might, yeah.
Nats legend Joey Gallo. 4%. Okay, that's good.
Albert Bell.
14. All right, last one here. 30 home run season and a 300 average.
God damn.
We got to think of a low one here because we got torched with some of these 49%.
Pull a. I mean, we already missed one. Might as well just put King Griffey. Safe.
All right, we got a 212. Let's see some of the top answers. Wait. We can just click on one of these. So for the Brewers 300 batting average, Paul Molitor was the number one option. Cecil Cooper, Ryan Braun, Robin Yount, Cirillo, Lorenzo Cain, Yelich, Jonathan LaCroix.
Yelich.
So was Molitor the one least used, or was he the most used?
No, he was the most. He was the most. He was the most searched. He was the most used player.
Okay.
Yeah. Some people, I know these people were cheating because no one was thinking of Greg Goosen or Miguel Fuentes in 1969.
Right.
Yeah, they're probably about 70 years old that were doing that.
Oh no, people cheat at this all the time.
Yeah, right.
People cheat at this. They could be like, "Look at my ball knowledge." Like,
right. They just look it up.
So we always play this like every night before I go to bed, like me and Lydia. And one night I got like 2010s. It was like an NBA one, and it was all 2010s players, right? And our goal is we got to get a lower score each night. So I got lucky with the 2010 one because that's when I first got into basketball. So I knew all these like random role players that played like 2 games and stuff like that. And I got a score of 3 on this. Like I was getting all like 0.1s. I was like, fuck, I can't play this no more. I was like, I can't beat that.
You're
like,
never gonna get a lower
so
score
if
than that.
There's a thing called a unicorn. And it's if you're the only person to put that number in, then you get the unicorn. I got 7 unicorns on that board.
Yeah, you're never beating.
I was like, I gotta quit this game. I can't do it no more.
It's a good game, man. I like that one, man. Send that to me. I want
There's another one. It's like called like Connections, where you gotta like it's like they have the bacon number for movies. It's like that where you gotta connect 2 teammates through mutual teammates. It's
wow.
easier for basketball than it is for baseball. Baseball one's hard as shit because you
Baseball's
got to
hard,
figure out
man.
like some guy from 1960 to like some player that played in 2000. 9 times out of 10, the answer is Jamie Moyer. But let's go over some fantasy talk. Obviously, you know, it's still a little too early to go over everything in baseball, but everyone's doing their fantasy drafts right now. Everyone's wanting to find some sleepers. You know, I've talked about a couple guys I'm liked on Nimsy, who couldn't join us this week, has been showing us all his drafts and stuff, and they've been looking good. You guys want to start position, or you just want to talk like players you like? What are we looking at here?
Let's go players. I think that'll be easier. I mean, we could. I mean, pitchers. Looking like how Nimsy drafted. That one draft he posted, we had like what 2 or 3 Dodger pitchers. That right there, he's already off to a good start with that one. Because I mean, they have 5 starting pitchers that could be aces on any team in the MLB right now. So definitely, if you're drafting, if you can get Dodgers pitchers, probably the biggest upside is clearly Ohtani because
Right.
he also
he's going to be
hits
the number one person off the board.
Right.
I mean, honestly, like I'm, as a Nats fan, I'm looking for Dylan Cruz and James Wood personally. I think both of them will have monster years.
That's what I was going to ask you guys about. Like, a lot of fantasy models are showing Dylan Cruz is going to have a breakout rookie season. I think it obviously depends on where he gets put in the lineup, but when you're getting put either before or after James Wood, they got to pitch to you. I could see him having a huge year. But where are you guys kind of looking at for him?
Yeah, I think he'll have a big year. I mean, obviously, I'm going to try to get him later, but I think a lot of people are already kind of seeing what he's been doing last spring training and what he did when he got called up at the end of the year, and then in this spring training, he's already off to a fast start too. Obviously, he brings speed as well, so he's going to add stolen bases to his numbers too. So, but you're right; like he should see a lot of pitching because they hopefully will put him around like James Wood and C.J. Abrams because obviously C.J. Abrams can hit as well. And if you're gonna throw to somebody, it's gonna be to Dylan Cruz, right? Because he's still unknown; you don't really know him yet. But yeah, I'm excited for him. Like I said, I think James Wood will probably have 30 home runs, honestly. So I think he'd be a good pickup too.
Yeah, and another guy a lot of people have been kind of looking at. I think this could be a year of Rockies players. Like offensively, obviously you can never take a Rockies pitcher. No one wants to pitch there. It's the worst pitching park in baseball. Nolan Jones, Tovar, Brian McMahon are all players who, I heard rumors of trade talk going into last year and going into this year. I think I'm seeing a lot of like Nolan Jones is ranked as 235 fifth best player for fantasy this year. And his draft position is 350. So you could get him 100 spots below where he's projected to finish at. McMahon, same thing. He's projected around 280, 290. He's ranked 250. You have 2 guys who hit the ball hard. They saw the ball really well last year at the end of the year. They haven't been doing the worst so far. I haven't seen much of them to really go off of this year, but you're in a hitter-friendly ballpark. It seems like every pitcher that's not on the Dodgers is like fly ball pitching. in your division. There's been talks about the baseballs feel kind of juiced already. We've seen a lot of runs so far. And now with pitchers having to, adjust with having to get adjusted to the new ABS that's going in next year, they're going to be focusing more on just trying to paint the corners, which could lead to more easy hits. Right. I like Jones. The only other one I really looked at hitting wise was there was two. Steve, I'm high on this guy, Xavier Williams on Miami, is an on-base fiend. It's just a shame they don't have anyone in that lineup that can bring him in. The dude, I'm not joking, last year the dude had a single in 15 straight games and got on base 35 games in a row. Like he gets on base, he's hard to get out, he's fast, and he's stubborn at the plate. I wanted to see you guys' thoughts on Connor Norby. He was a big part of the trade that sent Richards to Baltimore. Probably going to get a lot of action this year at second and third. I think he could go top 200. Personally, I think you could sneak him in top 200 if you really needed to. But I want to see what you guys thought about him.
As far as thoughts on him, I mean, the articles and everything I've been reading about him, they're projecting him to be a potential face of the Marlins. So definitely taking that step this year is a potential, man. And the Marlins, you're going to be able to get them cheap and low. So no one's going to pay attention unless, you're one of the fantasy heads. I suck at fantasy baseball, man. Season long by July, I'm like, you know what, man, I'll get back to it later. I forget about switching my lineup up. But
yeah, that's what you got to do at Best Ball League.
I know that's you can do that on Underdog too, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I tried Best Ball for the first time in NFL this year, and just got smoked. Because I just you hop into one of the live drafts, and I just did it because I was bored, and it was just like, oh, here we go, and just picking players, just going on top. But leading up to that, usually if you get those guys that people overlook in best ball, you tend to do better. At least my buddy who he plays season long, he does a lot of best ball in the NFL, and if you apply the same logic to baseball, you probably get ahead. There's just so many players in baseball.
Yeah.
Because, everyone's going to be picking Yankees. Everyone's going to be picking Dodgers. If you can pick somebody at these outlier teams that do everything for their team.
I always look for the players that a buddy of mine who's been really good with DFS said his strategy after round 8 or 9, when he was getting to players he didn't know too much on, he would look at which player is a year away from arbitration and which player is already projected to have a better year than last year. Because those players, it's like when players do the 1-year prove it contracts, because there's a better free agency class the next year. It's like they got to prove that they're worth the 10 million, 11 million they're trying to get next year versus whatever they're trying to get paid. Yeah. For catchers, is there any catchers that kind of caught you guys' eyes?
The future Yankee Adley Rush. I'm just joking. Doing it for Zimsy. You know what I mean?
I like Murphy. I think Sean Murphy's a good buy low, sell high guy. If the break, because he's gonna get about 85% of starts this year with d'Arnaud leaving. If they don't bring Drake Baldwin up by July, I'll say they're gonna wait till September. And then by then you could, even by the trade deadline, you could see who else is out there, because once Drake Baldwin comes up, I think they're going to switch him back to the like a rotation. So I think he's coming off like not playing well because he was dealing with that oblique injury all season. I think he's going to have a good year this year.
How do you feel about Shea?
Langoliers?
Yeah.
Yeah, the former Brave that we would have had if we didn't trade for Sean Murphy.
How do you feel about him though? Like, do you think he's a first top?
I think he's
top
good.
2 rounds, top 3, or do you think you can get him later than that?
I mean, it just depends on how your draft is. Like, if you like drafting pitchers early or fielders early, I think he's gonna have a good year. But the thing is with him is it's very much like Ozuna, a lot like Joey Gallo, where it's if he's making contact, he's sending the ball 450 dead center. But if he's not, he looks back. I do like what they're doing with him and Soderstrom, though. I think he's gonna have a lot better year this year. I think he's worth a look at. If you can't get a top 5 catcher, is kind of where I put him at. Is if you're not in the spot to get a top 5 catcher, I think he's worth a shot. Kev, you got anyone?
I mean,
hopefully not a former Brave.
I think both these guys will probably go fairly soon in most drafts, as far as catchers are concerned. But I really like Contreras from the Brewers and Stevenson from the Reds. They both had pretty good years last year. I mean, after Adley Rutschman's gone, you're kind of just trying to find someone who can, fill in. And I liked both of those guys from last year. So I'll probably look for either one of them or both of them if I can get them both.
I know that Don and I were both high on Seattle, so maybe Cal. Looking at Cal.
He just, I don't know. Like, Seattle's that team. It's just like, I want them to be good. It's like when they're playing great, you're like, you know what, good. Like, they got it together. And then when they're playing bad, it's just like you see why they're playing bad, but then you also see why they're playing good. Like it's
they got to put it together this year. They have.
There's no like. It's never just like. There's never like the. The whole point of expected stats is just like you're unlucky right now, or you're super lucky. Like it's never that. It's just always like starting pitcher pitches a gem, 7-8 innings, no hits or 2 hits, no walks, like 3 people touch base. And then the bullpen just gives up like a grand slam at the bottom of the ninth. Like that's just their luck.
Like 2 or 3 years ago, when they were pushing for the playoffs, and it just looked like they were just like hot, and it was just like they were just projecting to be just like a nice team. Like the wheels just fell off the next.
Let's be real. Last year, if it wasn't for Julio hitting like 450 in the month of August, they weren't even going to be in the conversation. Like we would be talking about them like, oh, it was a year. But because he had arguably one of the greatest months in baseball history, like in the last 10, 15 years at least, like 450, 10 stolen bases, like 13 home runs. Like, no, like then it's like, oh, now he needs help. And it's like, yeah, he's needed help this whole time. They just don't want to spend the money.
Right.
It's the similar situation with the Pirates, except that this fan base wants to make the playoffs, and the Pirates are just apathetic.
I mean, they just want to. They'll just sell to the Yankees or the Dodgers.
Yeah. Did you ever see the article? I think the Onion put it out where it was like the kid that got the Paul Skeens card, and it said,
"Oh no, I saw that." No,
it said the kid has to choose between $1 million or being forced to watch the Pirates.
Right, because they were offering him like, oh, you have season tickets for next 25 years. Like the kid's 13, bro. He lives in like LA. He doesn't give a damn about Pittsburgh. Like, I'm sorry,
bro. If I'm that kid, I'm asking for the golden ticket. I'm asking for the free access anywhere. Like, make it happen.
Here's season tickets to the Pittsburgh Pirates. Oh, thanks. So when you guys get a good player, he'll be traded the next year. Thanks. Yeah. And I'm gonna fly from LA to Pittsburgh. Nah, no, I'm good.
Um, let's go to first baseman. A lot of people are high on Michael Bush. It's like kind of like a sneaky player in that lineup. My pick for first baseman to watch out for was Toglia. I think he's trade bait. I was telling Don, I think he goes to the Sox this year. If they find out they have zero shot at like Vladdy and they decide to move on from Casas, I think Toglia is the guy. I can't explain how, but he's literally just Big Poppy. Why I think he fits into Boston. He's a pull hitter that is either hit or miss. That's it. He either strikes out every at bat or he hits a bomb. And obviously it looks different when he's playing in Colorado, but a 50% hard hit rate and an 18% barrel rate. He's averaging 106 exit velo. And you're playing in Colorado? Yeah, I'm taking my chance on you.
I'm seeing, first baseman. I'm gonna lock in Matt Olson. I'm gonna pull at Gotham's heartstrings on this one. Just I mean,
the question is for one of my things with first baseman is like the White Sox are so bad. Does Vaughn actually have a good year on a bad team, or does he end up getting traded and maybe his value goes up? Like, or do you just draft him and you just hope that he's a free agent? Maybe if he's having a good year, you can pick him up.
The best NFL comparison is like your starting running back is out until week 8. So you grab the back, like the Jordan Mason to McCaffrey, like buy in on him on this team where he's in his mindset. It's like, I got to get out of here. The problem is one of the big things in fantasy is RBIs.
Right.
If no one else is getting on base, how the fuck are you going to get an RBI? Like, it's his season this year is very.
Do you guys think Daniel Lowe is like a sneaky?
I don't want to take a risk on any Rangers player because this is the year where it's like, was last year a hangover or was this just, was it a hangover or were we just really not that level? You know what I mean?
Well,
I feel like there's a lot of high stress. Mm-hmm. Is he still in the Nets or he might be on the Nets?
Nash, I think he's on the Nets.
Yeah,
I think the Nets signed him.
Yeah. Okay, so never mind. I might take a chance.
Like like a team like that, and talking about how they're. I mean, I know you said, but as far as spring training goes, and kind of how how to weigh that, but honestly, I'm speaking without knowing where he would be in that lineup.
Yeah, I mean, they also signed Josh Bell to come back again for the second time. So it's like,
right.
And Josh Bell, so we don't know where Lowe's going to be playing.
Lucas got 9, 7, and 4 in the first quarter.
Of course he does. By the way, I have a
Did you see the? By the way, did you see the
man? It's 10 pounds lighter already, bro.
The Grizzlies score right now?
No.
148 to 151 in overtime.
Need to fix that. I'm not gonna go on a rant. I'm just gonna walk away.
Bull has 23, 8, and 1 and 2 blocks.
Shaq is obsessed with Bol. He says he's just as good as Wemby. And it's the craziest talk.
Before we get back to baseball, I want to read these out. Bol, 23 points, 8 rebounds. Kevin Durant, 26, 8, and 7. Bradley Beal, 24, 5, and 11. Booker, 28, 3, and 10. Grayson Allen off the bench, 21, 3, and 3. Both teams are shooting 55% from the floor and 50% from 3. 81 assists combined right now. That's insane. Anyway, I like Olsen. I think Lowe. I don't mind what they're doing with Lowe and Bell. Obviously, I think it was a really smart move. I think for Bell and Lowe, I don't think for Bell, but more for Lowe's sake, it doesn't hurt his career. You see these guys sign with bad or teams that are not at that level yet, try to prove themselves, have a bad year, they're never on a big team again. Obviously, baseball is a little bit different than a lot of other sports with that, but I think the Nats are going in this season knowing if we can't make a playoff push, this is our trade bait for prospects.
Right.
Is a veteran that's won a World Series and a guy who every team knows that within a span of like a week can transform your team into a powerhouse. Like remember the first 3 games Bell was in Arizona last year, he hit like 400. They were up like 14-0 in the second inning one game. Like I remember that too. I remember I bet them like first 5 to win, like just straight up win. I was like, I'll take the low odds. And then they were up like 13-0 in the second inning on Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kev, do you have a first baseman you're like super, super high on?
I think Vinny for KC is going to have a big year personally. So yeah, he's somebody I'm looking to.
I love Pasquantino. Him coming back from that injury last year was big. Yeah, he's going to be good. Moving to second. The big name I'm seeing a lot here is rookie Christian Campbell that Don talked about last week. We have, and one of the names that's been sticking out a lot is Luis Garcia, as he's been showing a little bit better sign of hitting lefties. As Nats fans, are y'all buying into Garcia's hype, or are y'all staying and waiting and hoping you could pick him up on the waiver wire?
I think we'll. Oh, sorry, Kev. Go ahead, Kev.
Yeah, no, I was going to say I'll probably wait. I mean, he's high on a lot of people's boards, though, so he might not be available. It might be one of those things where you either have to take him and hope that he pans out, or you're just going to go with somebody else. I mean, I think Jackson Holiday would be the same thing, won't he? Compared to
Garcia. I think stat-wise, you could compare them. It's just more the hype and the knowledge of them. Like everyone that's a casual in baseball at this point knows who Jackson Holiday is. I think a lot of people are still learning who Luis Garcia is.
Yeah. I mean, the guy I liked, and I talked about last week when we were going over AL teams, is Cole Keith. He'll be a guy I got my eye on.
Yeah, I saw his name a lot on here for second and third. Yeah, we're a little over on time, so let's try to just give quick for a little bit of these because we got distracted. That was on me. And I'm just sitting here thinking about the hooch pooches. That's what got me. Third base sleepers. My first thought is Josh Jung. He played good decently last year. This will be his first full season at third. I see him at 25 home runs, 80 RBIs is where I have him at. The only other player I'm kind of looking at for third base, just because he's such a utility guy, is Luis Renifo. He'll probably play third when they start the season because of Rodon's injury. He can play second. He can play first, short, left, center. He can play wherever.
Mm-hmm.
And he doesn't just get on base. He gets doubles. Like, he doesn't hit many singles. It's doubles, triples, home runs. And he can hit well with runners in scoring position. Renifo, Jung are my two kind of like, if I'm not getting the Austin Riley, Devers of Bregman, I'm getting one of them too.
Yeah. I mean, you mentioned him earlier too when we first started talking, but McMahon for Colorado, I think could fit in there for third base. If, like you said, if you don't get one of those top guys, you could definitely look at him. Obviously, he's going to get RBIs. He's going to get home runs. He plays in Colorado, for Christ's sake. So you're going to get that out of him on the home games for sure.
Steven, who you got?
Somebody I wouldn't draft but wait, kind of keep my eye on him on like the waiver would be Matt Shaw. I know with the Cubs bringing in Justin Turner, it's you think he's gonna be the starting like third baseman, but he can play multiple positions. The kid's got a lot of potential, so I think just keeping your eye on him and then kind of a sneaky pick or a sneaky pickup off the waiver wire would be Matt Shaw. Somebody throw on the bench. I think eventually he's gonna get on the field, man.
I mean, Willie Castro for the Twins could be, because to your point, Gotham with I can't pronounce his name now, Refugio for the Angels. Yeah.
Oh, bro, we used to watch all their games. I would call him Regnifo or like Regnifo or something like that.
Castro's the same way for the Twins as far as fantasy. Like, they have him listed as second base, shortstop, third base, outfield. So like if you draft him, he's going to play a lot, and you can put him in different spots too. Not
to mention, both those guys tend to hit in the top 2 spots or like the 9 spot. Like they're either leading off or they're hitting in the spot where they're in front of the leadoff hitters.
Right.
So that's I know like the only other name I'm really looking at that it's I like finding those values on bad teams. Nolan Schanuel is secretly a stud. Like, I mean, I might be a little like lesser known. Like I might be a little off in the baseball community where everyone sits on him. But Schanuel started his career getting on base in 38 straight games. Walk, hit, whatever. He got on base in the first 38 games of his career. He gets on base. He's a money ball player. He's the guy where you're just like, I need someone to get on in front of a Mike Trout, an Ohtani when he was with them in LA. Like he's the kind of guy you want in your lineup because he just gets on base and you'll get the runs, you'll get the hits, everything. Because let's be real, the Angels lineup is like 1 through 5 is like up here, and then 6 through 9 is like not even on the screen. Go to shortstop. I'm gonna ask y'all this one question because I'm curious where y'all are at on this one.
You talking about sneaky picks?
Bo Bichette has been a top 3 round pick over the last couple of years. Had his worst fantasy season of his career last year, and a lot of people are putting him lower on their board this year. Are you buying back into Bichette on a contract season?
Absolutely. I mean, that was one of the strategies we already were talking about earlier. Getting these guys who are on these contract years, they're playing for money, man. They're trying to get paid. There's no better motivator out there, apparently, for baseball than
when he finishes the season in Atlanta Brave.
I mean, with him and Vlad too, if the Blue Jays are bad, they got to be playing well to get that trade too, and potentially another year for whatever team they get traded to, right? So I'm with Steve. I think Bichette bounces back. And you can certainly find value in drafting him because, like you said, he is dropping. When you guys like Witt and Dela Cruz and Henderson, who are all going to be taken before him.
Yeah. The only other guy I'm looking at shortstop is a sleeper because the problem is shortstop's the deepest position fantasy-wise.
Yeah.
Because everyone puts up numbers. Zach Neto, again, an Angel. Until I looked at the stats, I watched every Angels game last year because I'm forced to because of my love for my fiance. And I didn't realize Zach Neto put up a 20-30 season last year. Like, I didn't realize he got 30 stolen bases to begin with. He's projected a 2020 season and hitting around 280.
I see him ranked in like top 25 of shortstops.
But I'm saying, like, I feel like if he's available and you're like looking for a backup, I think he's someone you could sneak in there.
He'll be overlooked.
Everyone's gonna go after Ellie. Everyone's gonna go after Bichette, Lindor, Trey Turner. Like, you got to find those guys that can put up like I like to call it the betas to the beta version of them. It's just like the guy who could put up those numbers, like, or at least half those numbers, and that's what I'm looking at there. Like, if you get Ellie, I would stack that with Zach Neto, because that's 100 stolen bases and 40 home runs right there in your shortstop position.
I mean, anybody else? We agree, Bo Bichette, good pick.
Yeah.
CJ Abrams, go Nats.
If he stays out of the casino, maybe.
Hey, man, listen, all of us here on this podcast right now love to gamble. If there's one baseball player that I align with and understand more than anybody else, it's CJ. So I like CJ. I like Washington this year. Washington, I'm not saying World Series. I'm not even saying win the league. I'm not saying that. I just think they're going to be a fun team to watch. Maybe they'll put something together in August, scare some teams, push the limits, and then the owner will ship them out somewhere because, let's be real, the Nats owner doesn't give a damn. He says he cares, but all he cares about are TV deals and TV revenue and screwing over the Orioles.
Paying him that money, he'll do whatever. Yeah. Let's move on to outfield. We'll do rapid fire for this. I got one I like and one that if he's put in the spot in the lineup that he was his rookie season, I would guarantee you this guy would finish the season top 5 outfielder. My sleeper, I like Joe Adell. He's going to get more time at center where he's more comfortable. I think this is the year they're just going to stop moving him up and down, and they're just going to let him stay up, and they're going to let him play. He did a lot better fielding wise. The guy, this will be my rant for the day, Steve. If the Braves put Michael Harris in the 9 spot, I guarantee you he would be a top 5 outfielder by the end of the season. Is my hot take. No, Michael Harris. All right, let me get my solo layout for this one. Okay, so Michael Harris's rookie season, you had him in the 9 spot, and he hit in front of Acuna, Albies, Austin Riley, and Matt Olson. So what do? You move him to the 6th spot because you got to put him behind Ozuna. He has a terrible slump year. The biggest problem with your team was you couldn't get production out of your bottom 3. Why? Because Arcia was hitting in the 9 spot. Pitchers do not care if Arcia gets on base. He's not fast. He's not quick. He is not a steal threat. And he would get on base because, or they would pitch to him knowing he wasn't going to hit the ball. When you have a guy who can hit as well as Michael Harris does, and can play comfortably in the 9 spot, keep him there. Because what are you going to do? It's like Soto and Judge, where it's like, okay, you had to pitch to Soto because if you put him on base, you had Judge behind him. If you put Harris on base, you're putting a steal threat in front of Ronald Acuna. And you can't pitch around Ronald Acuna either. You got to pitch to him. That's what's going to happen this year. They're going to put him back in that 5 spot, in that 6 spot. He's not going to do well. They're going to put someone in the 9 spot that's not a good hitter, and it's going to mess them up. I like watching him enough. If he hit, I saw him hit in the 9 spot the other day. He played great. He hit in the 6 spot today. He didn't look comfortable. I genuinely think that's going to be the big X factor for the Braves. It's not who's going to be, the shortstop, who's there when they get hurt. It's where they're putting these guys in the lineup. But anyway, who's y'all's outfield sleepers outside of James Wood? I'll just say that because I know that's what y'all are both going to go with.
I don't know how much of a sleeper he is anymore, but staying with the Nats, a guy who had a good year last year, Jacob Young. I think to your point, they did kind of what they did with Michael Harris. They kept him in the 9th spot, let him hit right ahead of C.J. Abrams and those guys, and he had a ton of steals too. I also like Evan Carter for the Rangers as kind of a sleeper, but it's that Wyatt Langford gets more attention than him. So
Yeah, I think that's what I was thinking with the Rangers. Is this is the year where they're going to have to play those prospects? Like, I think they're ready to go.
yeah.
So yeah.
For myself, listen, I know he's not quite. You wouldn't necessarily put him in a sleeper position, maybe because he's coming off an injury. I'm doing this for your fiance, Gotham. We're locking in Mike Trout. Moving to right field. Gonna have a great bounce back season. He's going to be a threat for MVP. Now, it's the potential's there. If he stays healthy, great pick. Great sleeper pick. Because let's be real, everyone's gonna pass him up because they're gonna say, oh, he always gets hurt. Not this year. All right. Mike Trout's in right field. He's making move best princes for his career. I'm on the Trout train. One of my favorite baseball players, one of the all-time greats, despite the injuries. I think this is the year. This is the year ESPN is going to be showing Mike Trout and talking about how the Angels should finally just trade his ass to like Philadelphia. So
my favorite Mike Trout thing is the fact that like there was a 3-year period where he was putting up better numbers than the MVPs, but he wasn't getting MVP votes because it was like okay, this is the normal season for him. He's not doing anything it's incredible. Like he's just doing Mike Trout shit.
A buddy of mine's dad was like, we're looking at numbers. And honestly, this conversation happened probably about, I would say maybe six years ago. He was like, if Mike Trout retired today, he's a Hall of Famer. And it's ridiculous when you think about that. You go back even 6-7 years, you're like, oh, is Mike Trout a Hall of Famer? The numbers he put up, yeah, he would be considered a Hall of Famer. So like I said, a guy who is on his way to be a Hall of Famer, coming off an injury. He's done it before, coming off injury. I like him this year. I think the Angels won't make the playoffs, but we talk about Mike Trout being in the MVP race.
He's that Hall of Famer that in 10 years will be like, man, if he was fully healthy his whole career, where would he be in terms of like all-time greats? Like truly,
honestly though, if he did stay healthy for the entire time, he would still be overlooked because he plays for the Angels.
No, I mean that's 100% accurate. Yeah,
he needed to go play for the Yankees. He needed to go play for the Dodgers. He needed to
play for the big brother team.
Yeah, he needs that World Series. Even if he got to the World Series and lost the World Series, that would still like elevate his career. But like I said, he's cool playing baseball, and I respect him for that.
Man, if I'm making $30 million a year to play baseball,
right, and as
like
good as
they're just like,
baseball,
hey, your elbow hurts, we're gonna sit you for 3 games. All right, cool.
like he just loves playing baseball, I think, and I don't think it's. I mean, obviously, he likes those nice little paydays he gets, but he's not chasing the biggest payday. So
right, yeah.
I think this is a year he comes back, plays well, and then I think probably a year or two he just rides off in the sunset
with that like 7 playoff game career.
Right. Have they won a series?
I love it. It's like the basketball. It's like, yeah, this guy's an all-time great, but he's never even made the finals. Like he's never won he's never won the finals. And it's like, oh yeah, this guy is arguably the greatest player in baseball. He's never made the playoffs. Like he's like, yeah, he's only gotten like 1 playoff hit. I think someone showed that
that's crazy.
Like Madison Bumgarner has more playoff hits than Mike Trout.
I hate the Angels for that. Just because of that. Just because like
part of that is his choice to be loyal in the state.
Yeah. But God,
I mean, if he
They
can
had
stay,
Otani. Like, it's not even like they
Yeah.
didn't have another guy. They had 2 generational guys. I'm gonna get off this soapbox. I'm done.
yeah.
I'm done.
I mean,
It's
he'll
been
probably.
Who's your outfield sleeper?
James. um, you think Stephen Kwan could have a better year than he did last year? Because he did kind of have a slump last year, right? He like changed his swing. He was working on
Yeah, I
more
mean, but the thing is,
was it like more contact? He was hitting
I
for
think
more
he was he
contact,
was trying to hit more power last year.
more power.
I mean, the thing is this is like when you're known for like, oh, he didn't swing and miss for the first month and a half of the season, teams aren't going to throw you anything near the strike zone. So you got to find a way to hit the ball.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's like when you see like when you see like those NFL teams that just randomly like one year like they switch their defensive coordinators, they're like the greatest team in football, and then the next year they run the same system and it sucks. It's like, okay, this team had a year to prepare for you now. Like, when you're getting like, you still get your scout reports and stuff, but it's like, this is a rookie. You're expecting him to have a struggle and he's just hitting everything. Then next year you're like, okay, yeah, when Stephen Kwan gets the bat, do not put the ball near the plate and make him swing. Like, and he's gonna swing because he doesn't walk. But let's round it out with no real breakdown of it. Give me 3 pitchers you think are due for big seasons that might be lower on the target list. I'll go first. I'm gonna say Matthew Boyd, Brian Wu, and Ben Joyce.
You want to go, Kev? Or are you still looking?
I mean, I like Kyle Harrison just because I think he had a pretty good year last year. Young, looking to step up. I'm interested to see what Eric Fetty does now that he's in St. Louis.
Fetty season.
And then just because the Orioles, we talked about it last week with just their roster, like I kind of want to see from what Povich can do to kind of support Grayson Rodriguez. See if he can't step up and be kind of the second guy that they're looking for.
Yeah, I don't hate that.
I would go with the Marlins guys, but they're going to be bad. So I don't know how. I mean, Alcantara.
I kind of want to look at some bad team, some surprising, like Mason Miller, right? No one expects anything out of the Athletics this year.
I think they finished second.
Yeah, but
I think they finished second in the West.
You're a baseball savant. See, no one else thinking like you.
Listen. You put a team that's already said, okay, we're done with this city. We've moved out. Now we have to show people that, hey, not only are we going to be playing in Vegas, but we're going to have a good team. They gave out their biggest contract in history to Luis Severino. You have Brent Rooker coming off an all-star year. You have Soderstrom and Langoliers coming off great years. You're going to have a full year of Astoria Ruiz and Lamar Butler in the outfield. You brought in Sevy. You brought in who's the dude that used to play for the Yankees that's kind of bounced around the league since then? Urshela. You've brought in good pieces to show teams or show players in free agency like, hey, you can play in Vegas and you're the missing piece at this position. Like, you're not going to have the competition. Great shortstop, great pitching. I think they have a chance to finish second in the West, in the AL West.
Casey Mize stays healthy. Looking at my listing here. Where's Spencer sit in the rotation for Atlanta?
Strider or Schwellenbach?
Schwellenbach.
I think going into the year, he's going to be 3. But I think if everyone was fully healthy, he'd be sitting at 4. He looked good today. He looked really good today.
That's what kind of made me go, maybe Schwellenbach will be one of those guys that kind of, because everyone's gonna be looking at Chris Sale to have like a bounce back this year. So I'm going Schwellenbach.
I mean, I hate it, but I don't. The Braves are baseball. It's the same thing in football. There's always like this guy out of nowhere was great. He's due for a struggle. This guy out of nowhere just had the greatest year in his career after injury prone for 5 years. He's gonna struggle. The Braves are literally set up for a struggle when it comes to pitching because this is the second year Reynaldo Lopez is going to be pitching as a starter. I'm not as worried about him because I think they got the fatigue out. Chris Sale is like 35, and this was his first full healthy year in 5 years. No. You're going to pitch him 200 innings. I don't know. And this division got a lot tougher hitting-wise.
Take the fan goggles off, man. Just take the fan goggles off. That's it.
Without the fan,
you're setting your expectations.
I'm looking at this.
Up.
Listen, as a fan, I'm sitting here saying, "Fuck y'all, we're winning the World Series again." I will always say that. I will donate my money to Vegas every year. I will buy my tickets for the World Series now and wait for my refund in October. But as a baseball fan, when I'm looking at win totals, when I'm looking at teams as a whole and where I kind of see them going, and the Braves are the team this year for me that, as a Braves fan, it hurts to say, but it's the team that I'm just saying, if they win 90 games, I'll be impressed. But I'm not going to say they're going under 500 because there's no way in hell they're going under 500. But I don't think this is a team that can get you to 90 and 72 this year. I think we have injury prone. We have guys who for the last 2 years have been rotation players who are going to have to play 150 games this year, which is not going to be good on your catcher. Chadwick Trump is not a backup catcher that you need to be playing on a regular basis, and Drake Baldwin is definitely not going to be ready for opening day. I will say this, fantasy-wise, if you want some outfielders to buy now, sell later, Brian De La Cruz, possibly Jared Kelenic are good options there. They're going to be rotating right field. If Brian De La Cruz has a good start to the year, they're going to have a problem finding a way to put him in the lineup because your outfield is set. Like Profar, Harris, Acuna, and you're going to have to find a way to get De La Cruz and Kelenic involved. And I don't see a way they're going to do that without having to trade one of them for a prospect. Which is what we need. We have a terrible farm system. 9 of our top 10 prospects are starting pitchers. Like, what are you going to do with that? Like, you can't trade for prospects because they're not good enough to have trade value yet. And we traded our whole farm system for a World Series, and now we have to rebuild, and they just keep drafting pitchers. It's like if the Browns draft quarterbacks for every pick this year, is like one of these is going to stick. Like,
they might as well do
that. Yeah, if that's it, didn't want to end it on that sad, depressing note of my Braves. But yeah, that'll be it for us. A little bit over extended time. We got this one to 2 hours. I guess like we're all probably about to get off this and go on the MLB minor league baseball store and buy these alternative jerseys.
Supper Clubbers, baby.
Yeah, I better see you with a Supper Club hat on at least one day at one stream this season.
That just became my favorite minor league team, man.
Christmas. We'll have to do Christmas in July. We each got to get each other a minor league baseball hat and not tell the other person.
Oh, God.
Oh, Kev's getting a cheese salad. I just know it.
Cheese salad, yeah, cheese salads all around.
That's all right. I'll get one. I'll get one
I'll
of you
give you
the
the
leaf
shirt.
people.
I would never force you guys to wear that stupid ass hat with that logo, but the shirt that says cheese salad, bro, that
We got to get that for Cal.
Like
We got to get that for Cal. Yeah,
absolutely.
I'm gonna get his address. I'm gonna send him that shirt. All right, but that will be it for us here on the stream. Thank you guys all for tuning in. Make sure you guys check out For Frequency's Sake, Gotham Gambling, Fast Breaks, and the whole Moneyline Go squad who is not here today. Betting Cheese, Nimsy, Stevie, Don, Better Bets. Don't think I'm missing anyone. But make sure you guys check into all their plays. We somehow turned a profitable day thanks to Luka getting 12 boards in the first half. 12, 12, and 7, by the way, at halftime. Sorry, just wanted to put that one out there. Thank you guys all for tuning in. Make sure you guys check us Friday as we do a whole breakdown of the weekend. And you guys check out College Juice Pod that goes live every Saturday morning, breaking down the best bets. Peace out. Have a good night.
This has been a For Frequency's Sake Podcast Network production. For more great content, subscribe to For Frequency's Sake on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter.